All right, calling to order a governing council regular meeting for May 12th, 2026. I get a roll call vote. Roll call.
Angela Godinez present.
Bruce Hager here.
John Rupp here. And then can I get a motion, moving on to motion for agenda, up in today's agenda?
I'll motion to adopt the agenda.
I'll second.
Seconded. Any discussion? Did you see anything in there, Bruce?
Nope. Looks good.
Take a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Passes unanimously. And then can we get a motion to approve the minutes from April 14th?
I make a motion to approve I move to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
Awesome.
You? Any discussion? Being none, we'll take a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Passes. Is there anybody online?
We have nobody for public comment, and I will say that I've just noticed now, it's been a rough week, that I left in number 6 from the previous meeting. That should be stricken. That's just where we introduced Wally last time, but that doesn't have anything to do with tonight.
So do I add to the roll call?
You will after we approve him
After,
in
okay.
section
I just wanted to make
8.
sure.
Should we have a little motion to adjust the agenda accordingly?
It would probably be good and formal, yes.
I entertain a motion to adjust tonight's agenda to correct that number 6 item.
I'll move.
Who's removing it?
What's that?
Who's removing it?
Yeah.
We're gonna add it. To 8.
No, 8's an approval. 6 was a.
Oh, so
Removing
I can
6.
just, what I could do is just.
We're not
put on
moving
the
it, Kim.
adoption.
We're not moving it. We're just striking it because it's an introduction, whereas the other one's the approval. He's already been introduced last meeting.
Right.
Okay.
So we're going to remove section 6. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Go to our financial update, please.
Okay, so we have 2 budget adjustment requests for approval tonight, and then we also have the blanket bar for approval for the end of the year.
Motion to approve them first and then
Oh,
discuss them.
sure.
I get a motion to approve the bars.
I move we approve the bars.
Then go into discussion about.
Okay, so the first bar is for a hard to staff positions for special ed and gifted. So the REC basically had an award that they gave schools, charter schools and districts for staff who had been special ed. How many years did they have to have been at
They had to be with us at least, I believe, 5. They had to be at a certain level. It was Region 9. And so what we had to do was send in the names and kind of accept this. And we will give them a stipend, $2,500 each. Is that correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we submit a bill to them and we're reimbursed for it. So.
That's the first part. And then the second one is for the SB9 local, so the property tax collections. This is just bringing your balance up to date for the year. So we're adding $51,197.55. And then the final one is just the blanket bar approval that we usually do at the end of the year. Just so in case there are any last minute bars that need to get in with award letters or things like that, that we're able to get them processed before year end. And then we'll bring them
Any other discussion? Bruce, you good with those?
Yeah, great, good. Thank you, Rebecca.
Motion to approve, or I mean, I'm sorry. Your vote to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
On to the rest of them.
And then, so here we have the checklisting. For the month of April.
What's the range on?
It's in the special budget.
Just kidding.
You'd have to ask my wife. She pretty much paid for it.
So I don't know, I don't think we have it as an action item this month, so I don't know if you.
Yeah, just go through.
And I'll add it for next time. So just the checklisting that went out for the month of April. Total we have 375,000 go out. And then here's just the supplementary, report on the checklisting and what each of those purchases are for. And then just the finances year to date. So this is the statement of revenues, expenditures, and fund balance. We are still waiting on like the Perkins and CT funds, right? You haven't heard anything?
Are we going to get those? I was in a meeting the other day and we were talking about, the dispersal of funds, but they were about 26, 27, and they really were, APS was very non-committal about whether the state was releasing that money or not. So I don't know. And I need to find out. I mean, it's not a ton of money for us, but I want to find out why, because we're not under corrective action. APS is. And I go to all these meetings and I listen to what they're saying and we try to help them prepare their, I guess, response, because that's pretty much why they have us meet. But I don't know what's going on because, how do you spend it at this? I mean, we can apply it to things we've already bought, but I don't know how they expect you to do something with it in this short amount of time.
Yeah. So I mean, pretty much this year. We don't have too many federal funds, so we have like the Universal School Lunch Program and the state program for that. IDB, Title II, and that's pretty much, and then the lease assistance.
How much money are we talking about?
What's the CTE and the Perkins 654?
I don't even think I think it's like
Those are two separate, or that's one?
Well, basically the CTE comes from the state money and the Perkins is federal. But I want to say 5 years ago or so, for several years, we were getting $35,000 a year for our program. And then APS came up with a plan that they're going to open all these different technology programs in all the schools. So they dispersed this money out. Now, whether all those programs were open or not, I don't think so, but that money's gone out to try. And so it's a weird situation for us. I go because of the connection in case, we need anything. And it is a little bit of money, but it's not hardly worth it, really, because it's just a 2,500 or so, something like that. It's gotten so low now that,
3,000 combined.
Yeah.
So it's really not a lot. It's just we probably need to remove it from our budget if they're not gonna pay.
And the other problem is that there's only certain things you can spend it on now. We used to be able to spend it on materials, and now they won't let you spend most of it on materials. A little bit maybe, but that's where our real need is for the program. So we can do it a little maybe for training for my instructor, or maybe if we have some dues or association things, but it's minimal.
And then just, here we kind of are seeing what the fund balance budget is versus actual, so all of our cash carryover bars came in, so these numbers equal each other. And now, and then, so here's revenue, and then this is your cash, and so this is our total budget. So total budget right now is at 5.3 for operational. And so you can just kind of see the trend for that. And then cash liquidity is at 7.49. We've kind of been at that cash liquidity for the last couple months. So,
Last few years.
and then here's just showing where all of your expenditures are going. So 66% going into compensation and benefits, 14% into property, 9% into professional technical services, 3% into supplies, 7% into other services, like student nutrition and janitorial. So just supplementary reports. And then the bank statement.
Thank you. Any questions? Board?
All looks good to me.
Did you say that other services was student nutrition?
Yeah, that's like the food for the student lunches.
Oh, and then it comes back.
That's what we do. Thank you. Moving on to general council business, can I have a motion to approve Mr. Walter Feldman as the new member of the CIS Governance Council?
Motion.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? We agree to a long term?
Much as he'll give us. Now we can see you, Bruce.
Okay. Congratulations, Wally.
All those, we'll take a vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Welcome to. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Wally.
The next thing is head of school succession plan.
Get out. So I know that there were some changes to be made and Bruce made them and sent it out to you. So I don't know whether you guys had any discussion or comments or anything, but I don't have any problems with it myself.
Any comment, Bruce?
No, I just made all the changes that Lily recommended and went through it again. So I think it's ready to go if y'all agree to it. Gives us a plan for the future.
How do you feel about it, Bruce? Because wouldn't it be Bruce?
If I can get Lily to stop talking about me dying, I'd be happier. See? No, it's fine. I mean, we need to, my intention has always been to stick around for a little bit longer, hopefully get the building part figured out and get us on the pathway. So this school will be around a long time. But I think this next year will be my 38th in public education in New Mexico. And my boys finished their first year of college this year, and that's pretty much paid for. So yeah, it might be about time. So, but I will be back for next year, is my plan. And kind of thinking about the next year after that, but I need to get somebody in and start teaching them. And right now, enrollment's looking good. We look like we're coming up and getting over some of the things that happened last year. So maybe if we can get through next year and increase the enrollment, I can get somebody in here to work on, as a principal and start learning all the things. It's funny. I don't suggest anybody try to be a charter school principal early in their career because they need to learn the regular stuff first. It's a tough job because it's everything. And yeah, I think I'm good.
I was particularly interested in getting something like this in our policies because I've seen too many schools that when the leader leaves for whatever reason, they struggle. They don't know where to go, how to go about finding a new leader. So this just kind of lays out a little blueprint on how to go about the process. So I think it's a good thing for every school to have.
Were you able to see it, Walter? I don't.
Bruce, on the copy that I had,
Oh,
like
okay.
on the right margin, there's a lot of words cut off. I don't know if your version is clean.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can resend that, John.
I just so that we have a good copy somewhere, so that.
Yeah, you
We
betcha.
do.
Well, I'll double check that and resend it out to everyone. And then I keep a copy in a notebook here of all of our policy changes and everything, bylaws and all that. So
I would have printed it, but I thought since it was electronic, I probably shouldn't spend that much paper. But I can send it in too.
okay.
Do we need a motion for that?
Yeah, it's an action item.
Okay, we'll take an action or accept a motion to approve the head of school succession plan as presented.
I'll make that motion.
Actually, Bruce, you're seconding.
Okay. I couldn't
Angela.
hear Angela.
Here you go. If there's no other discussion, we'll take a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Very good. The head of
Thank
school.
you.
I just have a couple things. There's a lot of things I want to go over, but a lot of it's going to have to wait till June about the scores and everything and where we are. And that may be a discussion we need to have too, is if we want to have a little bit of a retreat in June and spend a few hours, or whether we want to go with a regular meeting or what. But we can discuss that, and I can send out some possibilities. Right now, I've got it just a month. The normal, what I have, June 9th, but we can talk about that. But I did want to share with you one of the things Vertex Education had done for us. The shark, no doubt. By the way,
It's going to be your job to go door to door.
it always is. Actually, we got something coming up in the park up here in the beginning of June. That's just a lot of different people at tables, kind of giving out information about what they do, and we'll do that one. And well, we've already had that this year, but for the next one, we'll have this. Yeah. And Wally, I try to hire some of the kids to sneak into other schools and put things on the cars in the parking lot.
Next,
Mailing, this would be mailing could spend a little bit to
before we send or have any more printed, I would say tweak that map a little bit. It's kind of off center
Yeah,
where the actual location is.
it's close, gets us in the ballpark. The other thing I used to, I can request APS send me a list of students in each of the school areas, so can do that too. And I've still got some friends over there, so they'd actually get it out to me pretty quick. So, and Bruce, I'll share one of these with you next time I see you, but they're pretty good looking.
Well, I can see it looks pretty good. Looks nice.
Yeah. Whoop. Get to the camera.
Looks professional.
Yeah.
Bless our kids. I know we're done. but-
How do you know that's not one of our kids? Oh, well, that's a good one. That's a good. I can have that photoshopped in.
Yeah.
No, they had to get them out, and I have sent them a lot of pictures of our kids and group activities and ones that I have, signed the forms, and because we need to make sure we don't upset anybody. And then I've got some school updates. I wanted to give a quick one on the building. Our owner called me about 2 weeks ago, and he said, "Hey, have you heard of anybody that needs a building, like the one you're in?" And I said, "Well, no, I haven't, but if I hear of somebody," and I said, "And don't forget, we're in a situation where we might want to be the ones that move on it." So, and he asked me, he said, "Well, could I get the contact information to your nonprofit? Because they probably know some people." And I said, "No." I said, "They're working with us. So if we were to negotiate a building with you, they would be the ones helping us and help pay for it, everything." So I said, "Not right now, Scott, and I will give you a call back." But it made me start thinking. So I called our realtor and said, "Look, you guys work with the realtor that represents Explore Academy over there. So why don't you float something out to him and say, look, we're still interested in that building. We still have the money to buy it. And I'm not sure, anybody else around does right now. I have heard that they're looking to float a bond for 55 million, which I can't imagine how, but sure, whatever." But tell them that if they want to still sell that building, they need to get in contact with us and we need to negotiate it, because I'm going to be put in a situation, the school's going to be put in a situation at one point where we have to make a decision. And we can't wait till, it's an emergency again, like last year. So let them know. And so I haven't heard back yet, but they said they were out of town. They said they'd get back to me when they got in town. And I don't know. I don't know what they're doing over there, but they have big plans, but they're also in a lot of financial trouble. So I don't know where this is going to go. But I thought I'd float it out there. It doesn't hurt anything.
Yeah.
Back to this,
Mhm.
maybe, I guess the dual enrollment, isn't that dependent on what we're losing with being able to get the 8th grade credit?
No, we can still do it. We give enough credits through the block that they've got plenty of open hours to still do it at 11th and 12th. So, and they can also do it during the summer intersessions and at night. So they don't have to stick to just normal school hours. Yeah. So it's still going to be a big part of the program.
I
So,
think that's key.
yeah. And I will share with you a one-sheeter they're preparing that's just about IB. So it kind of explains IB to parents that come in and have no idea. And it takes it on a kind of a higher level and explains it's really good. I'd never seen anybody here, any of the IB schools here, do anything like that. So they kind of took the information I gave them and created something very parent friendly. So that's been good. Graduation tomorrow night, if you guys can make it, 6 o'clock down at the UNM Continuing Education Building. Somebody asked me where that was. I said, well, it's right next to like the Elks Club. And I thought, all right, the Elks Club hasn't been there for 20 years, maybe.
It's the Darth Vader building, right?
Huh?
Darth Vader building, all black.
Are you up in like the Windrock area now? Because that's the one we used to call the Darth Vader
Oh,
building.
maybe.
No, if you go down,
University.
yeah, come across University and kind of head up before you get to Indian School there, it's on the left-hand side of the road. And it says UNM Continuing Ed. So it's not hard to find. And we have our kindergartners graduating and then our seniors graduating. And I imagine ceremony will be right at about an hour. So yeah, let me get it for you. Actually, I might have it on this.
16.
UNM Continuing Education Building.
1634 University. 1634 University Boulevard Northeast.
And it's on the east side of the street. Same one, yeah. So, I don't know whether you guys noticed on the way in, but the flowers downstairs in the flagpole area, done by our fifth graders, made completely out of trash. It's all old plastic bottles and everything else. It looks wonderful, and that was kind of in celebration of their exhibition today. At the fifth grade or sixth grade level, depending on which we decide each year, the kids take all the IB principles that they've learned, kindergarten through fifth, or as long as they've been here, and apply them to a problem. And supported by their teacher, they do research and present basically PowerPoints, posters, all kinds of things to support and explain their solution to the problem and what they've explored. And it's wonderful. We had the parents out today to see the kids present in class and to show off what they've done. Then we also have our 10th graders present what they call a personal project. It's kind of the same thing, except they do a lot more research. They're supported by a mentor, which they find, and they actually have to follow through on kind of their answers they present to the problems and present them to the school again, and also to the different classes and the teachers. So, and it's a lot more involved. They all had different ones.
Oh.
So some would be like, abandoned pets, or, we steer the fifth graders a little bit away from the more intense ones, like, teen pregnancy and, drug use in Albuquerque, but they try to choose things that matter to them. So, yeah, it's nice. And then, of course, following up with that, our older kids do the same thing with their Disney project. And we bring in the Innovation Academy from UNM. They judge the projects, and they rank them. And then we sometimes we'll take the top 10, sometimes we'll take the top 5, depending on how many have applied. And they get to go for a week to Disney. And, Disney does a lot of corporate training. And so they started years ago doing leadership training for high school age kids. So they get 4 days of training on leadership and how to make a difference. And then they spend 1 or 2 days in the park just having fun. So Miss Tiger and Miss Lori are sponsoring that one. And they've done a lot of fundraising, and they'll be going in September. So. And last day of school with kids is May 28th. The last day with the teachers is the 29th. And we'll have completed another year. Like I said, when we meet in June, I'll have a report on our iReady. I've already looked at the preliminary. It looks like we've come up in most areas. It looks good from beginning of the year to end of the year. I am supposed to, with the new timeline, I'm supposed to prepare my year plan and my 9 weeks plan and all the things we have to do for the state. I'm supposed to have that prepared by like next week, but we have no state testing information, which they swear there'll be a preview of. Last year they said they'd get it released in June, and it was October again. So I kind of doubt that'll happen, but we kind of know where we are. So I'll start to prepare that and get a preliminary in. But some of these timelines they're doing now with this accreditation just don't make any sense. But we're trying to meet them all and make sure that we're completely accredited. I think we've met all areas for this year, so we should be fine. So no closure by the secretary this year. I don't know. I'm jaded because I've done this so long, but even the threat of the state closing down a school is laughable because they don't have the manpower, the people that could do it. But we're not going to ever have to worry about that, but it still kind of is kind of a funny threat. And then when the charter schools pressed them on it and said, well, how would that work? What are the criteria? All this. And finally, the guy that we were meeting with from the state said, well, really the secretary will make the decision. We just give the information and she'll decide what has to be done. All right. So, and that's kind of where we are, busy around here, trying to keep everybody engaged and the kids from going, well, actually, it's a bigger job to keep the teachers from going crazy, but we'll wind this up pretty quick.
Good. Any other general counsel business?
I'll bring the baby.
What's that?
I'll bring the baby.
Yeah. Not allowed.
Where we go?
It's in violation.
I'll bring the boxer so she can play with it.
So she can Sunday.
That's not good.
Just they call it a buckle fracture. So they're pumping it just about a month. Yeah, it was a tramp.
All right, John, what do you
All
got?
right, if nothing else, I'll take motion to adjourn.
Any board members have any comments or anything else before we adjourn?
We just need a motion.
He's calling. I interrupted him.
Oh.
I guess we're good.
Motion.
Guess what your first vote gets to be?
I voted.
Oh, let's hope it'd be to adjourn.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Thank you all.
The next meeting is June 9th, 2026 at 5 p.m.
Maybe. We could change that.
Okay. So was it like July? We didn't meet for a month.
We don't usually meet in July. Right. Bruce, you let me know if you need anything or anything we can do.
Okay, thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Because that's not going to be a quick recovery, I wouldn't think. Maybe.
We'll see.
Bruce,
What's the
He's having his shoulder replaced.
mine was easy, but that doctor moved out of state, of course.
Angela said that's nothing. Quit whining.
you got?
I might be in round two. Too much
Did you have it done, John?
I had a complete infraspinatus and supraspinatus tear. And they put in 3 screws and I don't know how many yards of monofilament and shaved off the big bone spur. Amazingly, I was never in pain. I
Wow.
never took any narcotics, but I've never heard of that. I've always heard shoulders are terrible. So good luck.
Yeah, this is a complete, they call it a complete reverse replacement. So they just swap the ball and the joint around. See
Good
how
luck,
it goes.
calls if you need anything.
Tell them to make him bulging, make him do a
Silicone
little work on the
implants.
other side too,
Well, thanks. I appreciate it. And you guys have a good time. Thanks.
Surgery?
Is it tomorrow you said, Bruce? The surgery, or is that
No,
later?
it's Friday.
Oh, okay.
And so two things, I got 2 things going on. One is my younger brother who has dementia and just moved to town. And so I'm having to provide care for him the next 2 days while they've got some furniture coming in and all that. So he can't be a part of that. So I've got to take care of him. And then they took me off for the surgery. They took me off my arthritis meds. So every joint in my body is creaking and aching and
Ouch.
all that. So yeah. So anyway, I was just telling Mark, getting older is a lot of fun.
Hang in there, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But thanks. I appreciate you guys.
Tomorrow and
So
2
much.
injections next week.
All right, Bruce, I'm going to turn this off. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.